What's up guys, Jarv here, back today jumping into Destiny. In today's video, we're taking a look at everything you need to do to get ready for Lightfall. This video is the ultimate prep guide, so whether you're new to Destiny, a lapsed player, or if you're a veteran that grinds the game week in, week out, there's a little something for everyone in this video, whether that be resources, vault space, stored XP, and so much more. If you do enjoy the video, be sure to leave a comment and rating down below, and remember to subscribe for more Destiny 2 content. But without further delay guys, let's jump into the video. Now, each and every year, Bungie releases a massive DLC for Destiny. This year's major DLC is called Lightfall and launches at the end of February, which means we have just 6 weeks left to get ready for this expansion. Now, 6 weeks gives us plenty of time to make sure we're doing all the right things, whether that be getting some much needed rest from the game, or even just clearing out your vault, hoarding bounties, and making sure you have enough resources to upgrade all your brand new weapons and armor when jumping into the DLC. Now, one of the first things that I like to do ahead of an expansion is clearing out my vault. Doing this will ensure I have plenty of space for brand new weapons and armor, but will also allow me to earn many materials back, things like legendary shards, enhancement cores, finest matter weaves, rainmakers, and even gunsmith materials. Now, we'll cover these materials later in the video, but to effectively allow you to clear out your vault, I highly recommend checking out DestinyRecipes.com. This has a full checklist, but one of the new features they've added is a vault cleaner. This will help you clear at least 50 spaces inside your vault, helping to ensure it's in a healthy state ahead of Lightfall. Now, this is something I highly recommend that you do to avoid you having to constantly remove items to loot new ones, which is a very tedious and time-consuming process. Now, the vault cleaner itself is broken up into two sections. We have weapons and armor, and you can specify the exact requirements to all these items. Now, I highly recommend taking the time you need to go through this configuration, as this will review your entire vault and will highlight any weapons or armor that fall in this criteria. Now, from this point forward, you'll be able to review each and every item and mark to keep it or shard it. And once you've worked your way through the entire process, it will highlight all your items, allowing you to effectively identify them in-game in order to quickly dismantle the weapons and armor that you no longer need. Now, if you haven't used DestinyRecipes.com before, make sure to do so, and I'll leave the link to that down in the video description below. Now, as we mentioned earlier, by dismantling the weapons and armor we no longer need, this will give you a mass amount of excess resources. Now, it's important to make sure you have enough resources whenever going into a season or expansion, as if you don't have enough, then you'll really struggle when it comes to upgrading your weapons and armor. It's really important to try and stockpile as many resources as you can, with the key materials being glimmer, upgrade modules, enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, ascendant shards, and legendary shards. Now, as things currently stand, you can hold 250,000 glimmer. You can also convert things like dark fragments and even here always pieces now into glimmer by using Master Rahul over in the tower courtyard. But if you don't have enough of those materials and you still want to use your vault as an excess bank account, then you can also pull exotic ships and sparrows, which you can dismantle at a later time to reclaim that glimmer. Now, as for upgrade modules, you can purchase these from Banshee 44 over in the tower. Now, these are absolutely key, as you'll use these to infuse your gear, and you'll be doing that a lot during Lightfall as you earn additional powerful and pinnacle rewards. Now, next up, we have enhancement cores, enhancement prisms, and ascendant shards, and most of these are all obtainable from Nightfall activities. And as of the posting of this video, it's in fact double Nightfall rewards this week. So if you don't have enough enhancement cores and you want to earn some before Lightfall, then this week could be the best week to start stockpiling some of those resources. Another great way of getting enhancement cores, though, is using finest matter weaves. Now, these have a chance to drop when dismantling legendary gear, and these are a single-use consumable. They guarantee an enhancement core when defeating a major or boss. Now, we can take advantage of this by using some of the knights over on the moon. Now, if we head over there, you may have come across these chests, and in order to open these, you need to shoot the 3 symbols in the correct order. But with that being said, if you shoot them in the wrong order, it will spawn a knight each and every time. Now, by consuming a finest matter weave and defeating that knight, this will guarantee us an enhancement core. So if you're like me and have over 300 finest matter weaves and a low pile of enhancement cores, then take the time you need to convert them to ensure you have a good stockpile going into the DLC. As for enhancement prisms and ascendant shards, the best source for this is currently via the Nightfall. As we mentioned earlier, it is double rewards. So if you do this on the Master or Grandmaster difficulty, then you'll literally be swimming in these by the end of the week. Now these two items do have a cap in your inventory, but you can store some of your excess over in your Postmaster. Now once again, this does also have a cap, and you need to be mindful that any rewards that you earn out in the wild, don't push these out of your Postmaster as they could be lost for good. Now as for legendary shards, you'll need these to pretty much interact with any system in the game, whether that be vendors, upgrading weapons and armor, focusing engrams, and come Lightfall, probably a hell of a lot more. Now where possible, I would try and get at least 3,000 legendary shards, and clearing out your vault is one of the best ways to do that. This will get rid of anything that you're not using, and then between now and the launch of Lightfall at the end of February, I'd make a very conscious effort to try and retain as many as possible. As we mentioned earlier, these drop by dismantling any legendary gear in the game, so be sure to deep dive into your vaults and dismantle anything you don't need. Now next up, we're going to look at bounty hoarding. Now this is where you pick up bounties, complete them in the current season, but don't hand them in. You actually hold onto them and wait until the DLC launches before claiming them to earn their rewards. This essentially allows you to stockpile experience, which will help you quickly level up your season pass ranks and unlock some of the new artifact mods and earn a cheeky few power levels. Now if you do intend on bounty hoarding, it's important to remember you need to pick up the seasonal artifact first, and you normally pick this up in one of the first few missions. Now to make sure you're maximizing all your bounties that you're hoarding, you'll want to equip a blinding light ghost mod on your ghost to give you an extra 12% XP. On top of that, you can also use the shared wisdom bonus by joining another player on your fire team, and this will be on top of the well rested bonus, which will be active as soon as the weekly reset starts upon the launch of the DLC. Now it is possible to hold 63 bounties per character, but another thing to remember is that you'll need to keep a few slots free on your main character, as you'll need this to pick up the main campaign quest, which you'll need to get Lightfall started. Now there are 3 types of bounties that you can pick up in Destiny. You have the weekly bounties that offer 12,000 XP, you have the daily bounties that offer 6,000 XP, and you have repeatable bounties that offer a measly 3,000 XP. Now to carry as much experience over as possible, you'll want to carry as many weekly bounties over as possible. You can carry a maximum of 26 across various vendors. These include Hawthorne over in the tower, and she'll have weekly bounties for things like Gambit, Crucible, and the Nightfall activities, alongside Petra Vinge over in the Dreaming City. She in fact has 6 individual Ascendant Challenge bounties. Each of these offer 12,000 XP, and if you start completing them as of the posting of this video, you'll be able to complete all 6 of those before Lightfall launches. Now similarly, Varix over on Europa also has weekly bounties. These are for each of the Empire hunts, and if you want to complete all 3, you'll need to complete them over 3 consecutive weeks. Chorhan over in the Cosmodrome also offers weekly bounties, alongside Erismorn and the Lectern of Enchantment over on the Moon, and finally the Starhorse over in Zer's Treasure Hoard. Now if you want to check out this full list of weekly bounties, massive shout out to Shack News, and I'll leave the link to their article down in the video description below. Now if you manage to pick up all those weekly bounties, you'll still have 37 slots for daily bounties. Now, as we mentioned earlier, daily bounties offer 6,000 XP, and I highly recommend focusing on the vendors that are either in the tower or that you can find in destinations. You definitely want to avoid any vendors that are seasonal. These vendors and their relevant activities will be removed at the end of Season 19, which means there's a high chance your bounties will disappear from your inventory. Now once again, it is possible to track and review all your bounty prep progress via destinyrecipes.com. You'll be able to track all 3 characters if you're intending on doing all 3, and this will also tell you the total amount of XP that you'll carry over into the expansion. It's the perfect tool to make sure that your prep is on point, ensuring you have enough stored XP, your stockpile of resources are up to scratch, and your vault is in a healthy place. So there we have it, a quick look on everything that you need to do to get yourself ready for Lightfall. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to check out one of the 2 videos you see here in these cards for more Destiny 2 content. And if you want to keep up to date with everything to do with Destiny 2, then be sure to hit subscribe as well. I'm going to jump back into the game as always, guys, and I will catch you all again very soon.